bring you around a little bit. We have bead blasted all the housings and washed them in kerosene and blown them all dry. I'm pretty sure there's nothing in there anywhere in the little oil passages. We were very careful in doing that. But one of the first things I'd like to do is this fitting that we had trouble getting off, where it sits in the housing here, there's always a little bit of a problem there with that coming undone. And it is sitting down on the seat, so it's sitting down on this bottom seat here to help seal. But what I'm going to do with this one, there's a little bit of Loctite 515. That's way too much, but anyway, we'll wipe some of that off. And the idea of this is if we have to undo the thread a couple of times, this actually looks slightly belled out at the top there. So I'm a bit worried about the thread long term, so we're just going to Loctite this fitting in. Now this Loctite, it's anaerobic. Once you have to take the air away, it's okay, it'll stay. But there's not much of a hex left on it. So the trouble we had getting it off earlier, we won't have that trouble now. So that's not too bad. We'll let that set and then we'll have a look at where we get up to. Now the main body, we've cleaned it the same, we've tidied him up, we've cleaned all through the main little strainer, and it's all looking quite good. It's all been blown off and looking nice. So we'll start assembling this, and what we'll do first up is the butterfly for the choke. Now your strangler, there's a little valve there, so when it's shut it can still actually suck through, like without the choke on it can still draw a little bit of air past here and give it itself a little bit of fuel to run with. So we'll just pop these two off. You'll notice that the two slots on the side, or the two flats on the thread, seem to be in line with the rest of it, so that seems okay. Pull that out. Try and sit him down where it needs to be. And line it up. You notice I said try and get it where it needs to be. There we go. So that should push straight through. Now we should be able to line this up with our O-ring pick. Very carefully so you don't wreck the thread. Okay, looks okay. We're going to pop these screws in. Now the idea is just to get them started and get them almost tight. Then we've hopefully we can get them to seat. We'll get the butterfly to seat in the bore better. But I just need to get this screw in. Oh, lovely, tell your mother. So what we're looking for before we tighten the screws is when that comes down, just give them a bit of a wriggle back and forth and just make sure it's tight. It's, you know, central in the bore, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Hear the shed creaking again. We've had a bit of cloud and the sun's coming out again. Right, they're nice and tight. That goes back and forth, it opens up properly, closes, there's no movement there. Just like a board one. Actually, I won't put this on yet, it'll just be a nuisance, I believe. Now the jet. We've cleaned all the jet up. I still haven't been able to find my bloody spanner. I've had a bit of a look around my socket that I've had for this, but I've no idea what I've done with it. Be sitting in a safe place. What I like to do on these is just a tad of oil on the threads. It's got a little fibre washer under it. That's okay, we're happy with that. If I was brighter, I would have put this in first, wouldn't I? If I was bright, I would have turned the compressor off as well. Okay, so that's in tight, we've just nipped it up. The little plug that comes in the end here. Just a dab of oil. Okay, that must have been for another jet, a different type of adjustable jet. There, we don't want that bottle. Where's these little jets? Now with those, you don't have to over tighten them, you just take them firm and just give them that little nip. You don't get any points for the tightest jet. So looking okay. We've got our jets in, our main jet, our idle jets. And we've got a new copper washer. I'm going to use some of the old kit and some of the new kit. I've rang up in town to our business and I've asked them to order me a new float and needle and seat and all that, but we can use parts of this old kit at the moment just to get the show on the road. Looks like this has been undone in time with Stilson's. It's got the little lines across the flats. We sit this flat on the housing. And I'm nipping that up fairly tight because we're hoping that it seals on this new copper or aluminium washer here. So that's looking fairly good. I don't think, well, I don't know if the new float comes with the little U on it, so I don't know whether what we're going to do there until we see what comes in the kit again. Look at that, you can't put that in wrong. Beautiful. Okay. This fellow here it's always just a bit firm and it never wanted to come right out. We'll try and lubricate it up a bit and just see. It is coming. We'll give it a bit of a dry off. A little bit of lube. That feels nice and free now. A dab of oil. And try and put the neighbours over the back have a goat, I'm sorry, and it's kicking up, so I don't know if you can hear that or not, but anyway. Something's not right. So this here, we just nip them up. Lovely. Now this fella here, he sits this way, so the governor, or so the choke, I'm sorry, can pull on it. So this is the front of the tractor. When you pull the choke lever, it pulls on that and pulls it around. And when it pulls it around, it actually works on the linkage up the top here and drops that. It just opens that a little bit, I believe. I'll have to have a bit of a look at that. I'm not happy with that. Not happy with what I've told you. I need to check that a little bit. Okay, spring washer. And the steel nut. I thought I'd overdone that. So let's have a look. That's got him shut. And as this little screw is in through here, as we pull the choke on, you can just see a slight little worn patch here that kicks up to push it out. So, okay, I think we're okay. I don't think this would have been the original screw with a lock nut. I've never seen one with a lock nut. They used to just have a spring in here. But look, I haven't done one of these for a long time, like I say, so we're learning as we go. Goes on there. But look, we have a new, in the kit that we're getting, it's got a new gasket and all in it, so we're going to wait and put the new needle and seat in. The needle goes in here, and it is adjustable by some of the washers. You can set the height a bit, but the best way is just set it with the float. So we'll see. So that's all we can do just at present until we actually get the new kit, and we go from there. Alright, I finally got it lined up. The holes are lined up, it's sitting tight within the bore there. As with the other one, get both screws started before you tighten them up. Get the other one in. Very fiddly. Fiddly for an old fart anyway. think I'll have to demagnetise my screwdriver. Okay, now we've both started, make sure they're both home. They're seating properly. And nip them up, nice and firm. Okay, you can see through there, that's sealing pretty well, so that should be okay. There's a little idle orifice right down in, way in, so should be okay. So look, we can't do any more for the moment. We'll wait and get the needle and seat and the correct gaskets and the nice new soft ones, and we'll go from there. Okay, we have some good news and we have some bad news. The bad news is we can't find another float at the moment. And so where we have the dent in here, a little rub spot through there, what I'll try and do, I'll drill a little hole in the top. I'll sandblast it all first, drill a little hole in the top, and I'll try and pop them out with air and solder the hole back up. I've done it before on other ones, so we'll just see how we go with this one. Let's hope we can save it. But we do have the new needle and seat, so we can put that in. Tighten that up with that. Our spring there. Okay, I'll go and bead blast the float. Try and get it as clean as we possibly can. And I'll drill a tiny little hole and I'll see if we can pop this out where it's got its dings, and just try and get it as close as we can. We may have to adjust the mixture, or we may have to bend it just a little bit to change the float height, but so it doesn't flood or something like that. But anyway, I'll be back in a moment. I'll go and clean this up. Well, I've been over and cleaned the float, and when it's clean, oh, it's a bit of a mess. The bottom's all dinted in. You see all that? Yeah, it looks like it. Bottom's all dinted in. There's a rub mark there that we could see. The top's sort of half collapsed. The mark in here. And there's a solder mark here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just wondering whether that solder mark, it's the same place on both of them. Can you see that? Yeah, I think you can see that there. I'm going to try and unsolder that and see if that's where we need to go in. I may even just try and drop a drill down through it, see if we can find the spot, which might be the best bet. Well, looks like something's been going on there, so we'll do this other one as well. Okay. Well, a bit excited with that one. Geez, that's thin, isn't it? Alright, we'll try and pop them out. Okay, let's see if we can pull this off. We have the air hose here. That's changed it a lot. Still a couple little marks down the bottom here. I'm not sure, I think I might leave them alone as I'm a bit worried I'm going to poke a hole through it. Let's see how we go. Okay, a little bit extra there that we want. A little bit up the top here. There we go. All right, let's go and see if it floats. I don't know, I really don't know if we win or not because we've got extra solder on there, it'll make it heavier. But we have got better flotation there because we've blown it up and got rid of some of the dents, but it's a bit of a bodgy fix up really. But we might be able to get the tractor going, and that's all we'd like to do for this one. It's not a customer job or anything, it's just one of my own. Feels a little gritty on the thing there, so I'm just trying to make sure there's no grit in place where it shouldn't be. Okay, I'll just go and sit that in the dog's water and see how we go. Okay, I just went and took it and sat it in the water and sit it in the water and it floats like a beauty. So we'll dry him all off. Drop a little bit of oil in here. So it wants to slide in nicely till the petrol gets in there, or gasoline. Now with that held down there, that seems to have full travel. Comes up to the top, which look, all we can do is try it at this stage. We have a nice new soft gasket. Which can go in there. Now we can line this little slot up. It's there. Find our screws. They all appear to be the same size, so that's a good thing. Once again, get them all started. Get them all started and just down a little bit so you can still wiggle the top around and line it all up where you'd like to. Up. We'll just get them all down firm and then we'll just go around and nip them. What do the Americans say? Snug them? Snig them up? Snug them up? Once again, you just have it up tight, it doesn't have to be over tight. Now where this main jet goes, there's a nut, and you can see this little taper there, and where this jet goes, when you tighten it up, we should be able to tighten it down onto an O-ring to seal it. So I'll just have a look in the kit. There doesn't appear to be one in the kit. There's a kit with a new butterfly and all in, but we don't need that in this instance, so we're not going to go that way. I'll go and find an O-ring that'll sit in there nicely. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, we're back at the main jet. Now, some of these originally, I think they had like a packing in them too. I think the early carbies did, but look, we'll try our O-rings on this and just see how we go. So we'll start to do the nut up now. And just as an initial setting, we take it up just tight. We come out 1.5 turns. And we'll just nip the gland nut up with that. Now we've got the gland nut tight enough so hopefully we've got the O-rings pushed in so it won't leak. Yeah, we can still make a mixture adjustment without it rattling loose while we're running down the road. So that's probably a little bit tight there, but look, that's a good place to start. And then the main idle jet here. We'll just take him in. Now once again, take him down till you can just feel it seat down. Should really be straightened this, but I don't want to wreck anything doing that. That's snug down. Half, 1 and a half. And look, I find the 1 and a half, 1 to 1 and a half, something like that. That's a pretty good starting spot. So our idle speed adjustment and things like that, well, we don't have to worry about just yet. I might try and find another screw for that if I can. It'll be hard to get to. We have a new gasket for the top here that we're not going to put anything on. We're just going to fit the gasket dry, and that should do it. Any leftover parts? No, we're doing all right. Okay, we'll whiz out and have a look, eh?